If we ask and if we look forward for our rights, we must follow our duties, what we are obligated to do. I request everybody to go out to vote. And I have, we will bring all these people and the concerns, what they know, we will bring in your concerns. Peter McCallion is a local businessman here, and of course, I think the biggest introduction is our great mayor, Hazel McCallion. She is in the Guinness Book of Record as well. She ruled Mississauga, and as I said before, whatever Mississauga looks, this is only because of Hazel McCallion. She lived her life with the joy. She participated at all levels, at every level. I welcome you, Peter. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me here today. It's an honor to be here. I'm going to take my hat off here.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. Yes. My question to you is, at the moment when we look at Toronto and we look at Ontario, there are so many people out there, and thanks to Paramount's guy, he came out the first to help those who were sitting on the roads. What do you say about the homeless people? And it is sad, in such a cold weather, harsh weather, I have seen people sleeping in the on the streets. What would you say about them? And Mississauga is going to have the same issue very soon.
We already have that same issue. And yes, Mohammed did a great job. He feeds a lot of people, but there's more than that. There's more to be done. Like, we went the other day to Mississauga on Dundas Street. There's a shelter on Dundas Street. We went there and we took coffee and chocolate, hot chocolate, and we met with the people, and they're sleeping in tents next door to a shelter. We need to get them out of the tents. I mean, it was minus 15 the day we showed up. So, you know, you got to do something about that. We were there, and then another lady came, and she brought soup. She brought a big bucket of hot chicken soup that she made. She made porridge. We were helping them serve it to the homeless. And then they called us over and said, we're living next door to a trailer park that's owned by Peel Region. And they've got 9 trailers in there boarded up. They could be sleeping in those trailers, even without heat and without cooking. But they could sleep in there with a real roof and real insulated walls and be a lot better for them. We don't treat our homeless very well here in Mississauga and or Toronto. We need to do better for the people that are homeless. We need to open up those trailers. Get them in the trailers. At least get them out of the cold. I mean, that day was minus 15.
Very sad. This is sad. And when we talk about Canada, what a great country, and nobody lives hungry or sleeps hungry, but this is what is happening. And I personally have seen very many homeless people, old people, sleeping in the banks because they can go and they can sleep there. It's sad. So now we talk about the funds and deficit. You have seen Hazel McCallion working tirelessly day and night for Mississauga, and she brought Mississauga in this shape what is now. It has been ruined little bit, but what can you do? Do you think Mississauga has that much funds to accommodate, or do you have that kind of communication skills that you can get more from the Ontario?
Well, first off, the problem is with the federal government. They're letting the people in, which is not the problem. It's what they're doing with the people when they get here, the asylum seekers. They just ship them off to a hotel from the municipalities. Not the provincial governments doesn't help. The federal government is the problem. They have 124 armories. Open the armories up. That's a heated building. They're empty and they're heated, and they have cooking facilities. They have hot and cold running water. Open them up. The federal government is causing the problem, but it's putting it down onto the municipalities and the regions to pay for it and to take care of them. We need to do more than that. And the taxes of the municipalities are the ones paying for these people. And they're not doing a very good job. The other day we went and visited a second shelter on Gentia and 401. Bed bugs, cockroaches, garbage in the hallways. And they've got like 40 or 30 children running around. And they've got no playground. It's outdoors in a parking lot. They're not taking care. And 2 meals a day. And the meals aren't very good.
Peter, how's your relationship with the federal government and the provincial government? Because you have to have good friendship in order for you to get something.
Yes. Well, I'm not there yet, but we need to push for them when I get there. Federal government for sure. Provincial, I know the provincial very well, but it's the federal is where the problem lies.
One thing, of course, I know he's very close to, because Hazel McCallion has, she endorsed, and he's definitely in close contact with Arrive Can app. As you mentioned that this is, all the mess is being created by the federal government, and I think so there was an investigation going on this app, Arrive Can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is, would you mind to explain on it?
$60 million for an $80,000 app. That's ridiculous.
They paid 60
Who got
million.
paid? Who made the money? I mean, I know kids out of high school that could write a program and run the app. Not $60 million. Somebody's getting money, somebody's making money. It's disgusting.
They made it
Imagine how
already.
many people they could serve with $60 million in the asylum seekers and the homeless. 60 million? That's a lot of food for a lot of people.
So this means this Arrive Can app, which government paid 60 million and it was worth 80,000, could be 100,000, 200,000.
No, it's
it
less.
Can be 1
Go
million.
downwards.
Huh?
Go downwards. It could be less. It could be 50,000, 25,000. And like Peter said,
No,
a high school
I'm not
student.
staying at the lower end. I'm staying at the 80,000. Okay, make it 100,000. Make it 150. Make it 200,000. But 60 million is, of course, they could. Now the next question. So this is, does federal government realize their mistake?
Well, I can comment. I don't think they do.
Okay.
The
now,
press is pushing them,
Mhm.
but the municipality politicians should push them. The provincial politicians should push them. It's ridiculous, and that's just one example. I'm sure there's others out there that we don't know about.
one more question is that, yes, this is the Arrive Can app. Now, what do you think the Mississauga has that much funds that you can accommodate these people and you can give them, or you can ask, do you think you have that kind of power they can you can ask the federal government to accommodate them in armories?
Well, I'm going to push for it. I can't say the municipality has that kind of money. I mean, it's the Peel region and the municipality, Brampton, Mississauga, Caledon, but it's on the taxpayers that are paying it right now. And we don't want the taxpayers to pay it. It needs to be paid for by the federal government. Maybe the provincial government can help in, but it's the federal government that's causing the problem. So let's ask the people who are causing the problem to pay for it.
Peter, breaking up the Peel region, the whole region, into 3 different, where do you stand on it?
Well, my mother always wanted it. Let's not get that wrong. But when they did the homework, when Doug Ford apparently did some homework and the studies on it, taxes in Brampton, Mississauga would jump. Mississauga maybe not as high as Brampton, but it's hard to divide up sewer, water. Hydro can be divided up easily, but you can't divide everything up. It's set in one way.
What about the police?
Police is easier. You can build a municipality from the police for each municipality that they cover. That can be done. But it's the other hard services that it's too expensive to divide.
Not doable.
Yeah.
My question to you is, one question is the car theft. And when we ask to the politicians or when anybody's car is stolen, number one, police, the first thing police says, oh, you know what, you should immediately call your insurance company. The car might be shipped by today, or will be, you know, broken into the parts by the evening. What would you say? Do you think this car theft, which is now converted into the robberies, or what can?
Well, car theft is a multi-billion-dollar industry today. It's probably bigger than some of the companies we have in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do something about it. Jail, not bail, for one. 2, Faraday bags. 3, the dealership should sell you, or when you buy a car from a dealership, put one of those...
GPS?
No, the arm you put on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You got to do that. That's simple, and that's cheap. $80 for one of those. You got to start doing little stuff. Go back to the car manufacturers. I'm sure they have the technology to change it so you can't just steal a signal from a key fob. There's a lot of things they aren't doing that they should be doing, and that's from the car manufacturing's level. And the police, of course, like you said, call your insurance company. But
there are times, and I have those, we covered couple of victims. The victims, they had their own GPS system installed in the car on top of what was given by the dealer, and they tracked their car. They found where the car is, but unfortunately they couldn't get any help. What is the reason? Do you have any solution for that?
Well, let's back up a little bit. I know the one story where the guy found his car sitting on a train in a container. Well, they charged him for trespassing because he was trying to get his car. CN, CP are transporting stolen property. They're in possession of stolen property. If I bring a bag from a friend of mine in Florida and bring it to Canada, and apparently it has drugs in it, and I didn't know, I'm the one charged, not the guy who gave it to me in Florida. So CN and CP need to do something about figuring out what's in the containers that they are transporting.
My question regarding this is, it's a very simple. If CN rail or CP rail, where these cars are shipped into it, if they have those scanners where they can scan the windshields, they can find it's a stolen car. Why these are not installed at their loadings department, or when the cars are shipped out of Canada, why they cannot install those and it is not this was brought to in our notice by a police officer. It's not very expensive. I think it's $1,000-$2,000 that scanner. What is the reason they don't install those scanner on the loading section in CP or CN rail? What is the reason they cannot install those scanners at the ports?
First off, it's a little expensive, but it's not big expensive, like you mentioned. The problem is they're going to end up holding back probably half their containers, because half their containers probably have stolen cars in them. And they don't have the time or the space to do it. And I don't think they want to do it.
It's the want.
It's the want.
Do you think that when the cars are stolen, there are very many people who become the victim? Because I, as an insurance carrier, when so many cars are stolen, there are people, they never had an accident, never their car was stolen, they did not claim anything, but insurance companies
look at it as a whole,
divide
the premium on everybody. So do you realize their pain?
That's the purpose. The purpose of insurance is to spread the expense over everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, but if I don't get my car stolen, my insurance is going up. But yet, you had car stolen, you had a car stolen. I mean, there's somebody in Niagara Falls had 2 cars stolen within 6 months. Of course, they bought the same car.
My question to you is, do you have a solution for that?
I don't.
Once you become the mayor.
Well, I don't totally have a solution, but I do have the ability as mayor to push for things to be happening, i.e. get scanners in the ports. You got to push for it. You got to advocate for it. And that I have the power to do as mayor.
Now, when the homeless people are there, I can see, and you must have seen more beggars on the road, more beggars in the malls, which is leading towards the thefts and क्या कहते हैं डकैतियों को क्या कहते हैं and robberies. Do you have any solution for that for the Mississauga residents?
Well, if we took care of our people better, they wouldn't have to resort to robbery. We need to take care of the homeless. Drugs is another matter, but the homeless, we got to take care of them better. You take care of them, they won't have to steal.
It's not only, you know what, Peter, it's not only those homeless people who are getting involved in stealing.
Youth.
It's, these are the organized gangs. But I have I've yet to hear that the police or somebody caught these big gangs. Few people here and there. Yes, we arrested 5 people here and 4 people here. But like you said, this is an organized crime. You got to do better, like we say, jail, not bail.
Jail, not bail. But you got to also remember the Youth Offenders Act. All these gangs, all these
they're hiding young people.
They're using young people. You know why? They go to jail for 6 months. They're free for
not
stealing
even 6
a car.
months. After 3 days, they are out, Peter.
Well, they're out, but I don't know what happens in terms of the conviction.
Nothing.
We got to do something about that. Youth Offenders Act's got to be readdressed. I can't answer any more than how the details on that are.
Thank you. What do you think? What will be your tolerance? Zero tolerance on these things, even if they're juvenile youth?
Jail, not bail. That's my theory. We got to do something. We got to stop them. We got to encourage them that it's not easy to get away.
My last question to you is your mother, Hazel McCallion, of course, one of the finest mayor. She ruled Mississauga, and there is no doubt about it. Whatever Mississauga looks today, it is only she gave this cityscape and this shape to Mississauga. She performed so good that, and you know that close to election she used to leave, and she never campaigned. She campaigned while she was working as a mayor by providing best of the best to the resident. And I believe, Peter McCallion, when people will say, oh, he's son of Hazel McCallion, you will have much more burden on your shoulder. What do you say about that? It's a responsibility,
yes,
and it's a burden. Would you be able to beat that?
I can do anything. In fact, if you believe you can do anything, you will be able to do it. And yes, I have big shoes to fill, but I can fill them.
Thank you very much. Any message for people of Mississauga? Announce where's your election campaign going on. Where is your election office? How can people meet you? How can they work with you?
Well, we're looking for volunteers, but I haven't announced yet. But show up to City Hall 3 o'clock on next Wednesday, March the 6th, and you'll find out.
March the 6th, City Hall, Mississauga, and 3 p.m.
Yes.
3 p.m. Any number of the office?
Not yet.
Not yet. There's a young man. He is sitting at the back. Very smiling man. A smiling face. I agree. But you beat him.
We're having fun here.
Exactly. Both are happy camper. But anyways, sir, thank you very kindly. I look forward. We did talk about these are the main issues at the moment. There are very many other issues, but of course you have seen your mother, and I am sure that if you are taking an action, and if you want to become the mayor, you know that you have to fill up the big shoes. You must have certain ways to deliver.
Yes, and I want to thank you for having me here today. And if you want me to come back anytime, I'm more than willing to be back here. And
thank you. We will. We will.
We would definitely want you back when you become a
Mayor.
become mayor.
And because once no,
Absolutely.
we will even bring you before. But this is the
Okay.
problem. You know what? Even back home or in any other country, once the candidates, they love to come, and once they become mayor or the premier or accept my wonderful mayor, Patrick Brown. What a wonderful mayor, and I think
I
the
agree.
Brampton is.
I agree.
Mississauga was the properties in Mississauga. If you go south of 407, the property difference was 200 to 300,000 right there, north of 407 or south of 407. But now the way Brampton is progressing by leaps and bounds, you can find faults with anybody, but the way Innovation District, lots of industry which your mother brought in Mississauga, they are coming to Brampton because
Yep.
they have better hiring opportunities. Medical college is coming in Brampton, and this all credit goes to my mayor, that is Mayor Patrick Brown.
I like Patrick Brown.
I wish you all the best. This is Peter McCallion, and of course I will bring him, but I guarantee that Mayor Patrick Brown is such a wonderful man. He's always at the service for the people. Even I called him other day, and I want you come to the station. He said, yes, Sarifa, I'm ready. He's going to come with the deputy mayor. And I wish once you become the mayor, please be part and parcel. And this is a door to South Asian community. Please keep on communicating with the people. They
I
would
will.
love to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you very kindly.